Nobody on the road, nobody on the beach. I feel it in the air, the summer's out of reach. Empty lake, empty streets, the sun goes down alone. I'm driving by your house, don't know you're not home. But I can see you, your brown skin shining in the sun. You got your hair combed back and your sunglasses on, baby. And I can tell you my love for you will still be strong after the boys of summer have gone. I never will forget those nights. I wonder if it was a dream. Remember how you made me crazy. Remember how I made you scream. And I don't understand what happened to our love. But babe, I'm gonna get you back. I'm gonna show you what I'm made of. I can see you, your brown skin shining in the sun. I see you walking real slow and you're smiling at everyone. And I can tell you my love for you will still be strong after the boys of summer have gone. Tell you my love for you will still be strong after the boys of summer have
Welcome back, beachgoers, to another round of Baywatch Watch. Before we take a swim into this episode, let's backtrack to a quick review of Season 1. Featuring a whole lot of eating, a whole lot of lifeguards doing non-lifeguard activities, and a whole lot of axing off non-essential characters. There! That's all you need to know. Thank you for your time. See? That wasn't so painful. Let me brief you with a few quick facts about Baywatch. Baywatch Season 1 first aired on NBC, and let's just say they wanted to go one way with the lifeguards being guardians of the beach, armed with guns, and the creator of Baywatch, Gregory J. Bonin, wanted to go the other, featuring a drama series regarding the day-to-day lives of lifeguards and the challenging rescues they face. When the two couldn't come to an agreement on the direction of the show, they ended up with mass destruction. Soon you had off-the-wall episodes of people being trapped in storm drains, to grottos, to armored cars. In the end, NBC came down with brain drain, for they felt Baywatch should have never been a series, period. Their stance was, once you have a group of lifeguards who swim to rescue someone to safety, then what? This left the NBC production crew at odds with the Baywatch creator as to how to come up with compelling action drama on a weekly basis. Whom pulled up Baywatch through depths of the sea of obscurity was none other than David Hasselhoff. After all, Mitch Buchanan is the master craftsman of saves. Aided by his huge Euro-German influence, he makes Baywatch the sole survivor of canceled programs. Hasselhoff, just like Greg Bonin, really believed in the story and concept of Baywatch. Greg then gave Dave the task of being the executive producer on the program, and when you can add a star to a name, you can earn the show a syndication deal of a lifetime. Now operating on an even leaner budget, they had to raise funds for the show through some heavy-duty product placement. If there are buyers out there, then Baywatch surely would hawk and promote your product on the show. And it shows on the credits. Now free from the cold, hard steel grip of the networks, they could be as sleazy, stupid, and even more sexy as they saw fit. As a result, stories were shortened and not as drawn out as before, so that more emphasis could be placed on. This forced the new Baywatch crew to not be wasteful, for whatever they shot had to be used on the show, regardless of whether it was good, raunchy, or just plain poor. It's got to go in the main storyline. Basically, the art of TV storytelling was thrown out the window now and forever. Some disagree, however, in saying that this relaunch made Baywatch stronger than ever. What I liked most was it made its mark on having a recognizable yet catchy theme song. It was this formula that would propel Baywatch to one of the top TV programs. They are in with the new and putting up with the old, which included Richard Jacko. Court is history, but shows up now and then, so don't get your thongs all tied up in a bunch, lady. You'll still get your slice of court. Craig Pomeroy is an afterthought. No, really, he is. He's not even spoken of again. We don't know if him being dropped from the program was the result of dealing with a tight budget, personal concerns. Your guess is as good as mine. But don't worry, Craig would later find a job as your resident stalker. That's okay, Baywatch fans, because if you miss him that much, you'll be seeing him again 7 seasons later. The funny thing is, no Baywatch fans were clamoring around the TV set awaiting his belated return. So it's only natural that with Craig gone, so goes Gina. And as for Sid, he probably became the next great traffic control tower rep. Who gives a fuck about them? Only thing we care about is whether Eddie is still slumming around, right? Yep, apparently your favorite bedwetter is still existing for yet another horrendous merry-go-round of Baywatch. Pretty spooky set of circumstances to work around with, huh? And now, unleash the birth of the new Beachbody World Order. It's confirmed, folks, now and until the end. Debuting Season 3. Ew, is he washing the car or having a nocturnal emission? Keep that in your pants, pal.
Hey! What? It's as wet as you're gonna get today.
I'm guessing being midway through Season 2, Baywatch decides they are going to wipe the slate clean with a whole new pilot relaunch episode. During this episode, we are breaking new ground with some changes. Instead of Mitch getting bumped up to lieutenant, he gets bumped up an extra knot to captain.
No other office quite like it, is there, Mitch? It's a beautiful thing.
With the Hoffs sporting a new do and less drab uniforms, it is an offer he cannot refuse.
Increased responsibility within the department.
Captain, the only responsibility I really care about is making sure that all these people who come to the beach leave safely at the end of the day.
With new responsibilities means more work, since that means he has to look more bored at the office as he has in the past, so he needs this whole episode to glom over his new decision thoroughly.
I'm not.
So the motto of today is decisions are best left not made. Captain Thorpe, how can a man so unattractive for this program be so old and wise is a mystery to me, but I'll take it.
K-O-G-O.
Meanwhile, Shawnee is having a conflict with her typical rich, smug father who disapproves of her lifeguard profession.
He ventured off our tennis court yesterday and decided to find out exactly what I do as a lifeguard.
Well, you are being served sunny side up in a high V-cut swimsuit for all to see.
He was running all day long. I must have made at least 30 preventions. But you know all he saw? He saw his little girl in a bathing suit on display in front of hundreds of guys.
Meanwhile, Baywatch denies any cheap exploitation. Sure, if you are colorblind.
He wants me to quit.
Now I give that my stern acting stamp of approval. You tell him, girlfriend. The little girl tries to attempt little big boy from defacing some rocks with his childish spray tags.
Jordan, don't you make it ugly!
So what clique is he getting recruited to? The Crayola Scribble Gang clique?
It ain't ugly, alright? And when the homeboys come to the beach and see they tag, I'll be in tight.
It's not even a legible gang tag.
I don't want you in tight with gangbangers. I don't want you killed.
Go play in the sand, Tiana.
Little did they know he defaced the slippery rocks of misery as our little one falls to a splash of doom.
Jordan!
while Shawnee does her non-exploitative rescue.
Here's something you ain't never gonna forget, baby. You just ain't seen nothing yet. There go Nicholas. You need education. And now I'm feeling better. 'Cause I found out for sure. She sent me to her doctor, and he told me I was cured. He said that any love is good loving. Any love is good. So I took what I could get. Yes, I took what I could get, and then she looked at me with those big red eyes, and then she said to me, "You ain't seen nothing yet, baby. You just ain't seen nothing."
Too slow to look at what Mitch found thanks to creatively inserting him into another save.
You just ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't been around.
The little big man interrupts him, but Mitch feels he is stealing his heroic moment. So he does even better and steals Shawnee's thunder.
I just swam to the end of the river and I dove and she was right there, I was getting so tired I could barely keep her head above the water.
I'd like to hear what your old man has to say about you being a lifeguard now.
Her moment of importance to feel like her profession is making a difference. What a smug save-stealing bastard. A woman Mitch rescues recounts her haunting tale of being left out at sea after her boat and captain perished under the water.
He knew of this great spot where I could take pictures for my class assignment. He said that he'd charge me what I could afford, Went out to a spot about 4 miles out. So peaceful down there. Went up to a grotto to find some lobster. I started photographing the sea life, There was a cave. Something was in it. I heard it moving inside. Walt was at the entrance, shining his flashlight inside. Something grabbed him, dragged him into the cave. Bubbles were gushing out of Walt's tank. It was horrible. He was trying to breathe. It had him from behind, and he couldn't get away, and I was trying to help. Something monstrous.
Luckily, our favorite journalist, McNosey, slips through the crevices when the moment to be investigative pops up to get the full scoop.
This girl is a victim, not a story.
Oh, if this isn't a story, then I don't know what is. Rescued at sea, boat crushed from below.
Our reporter is on the beat. He asks Mitch what he thinks about the possibility of the rise of nuclear sea monsters from the Godzilla Toho universe.
So what do you think about these sea creatures in Santa Monica Bay?
Well, as long as we don't continue to pollute the bay, I think they should all survive.
Hey, why not? Last season, a lifeguard was lunch for Steven Spielberg's Jaws.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean sea creatures. I meant sea monster.
Mitch smirks at that remark.
Sea monsters.
Well, maybe later, much later.
Well, who knows? I mean, toxic mutant jellyfish could ooze up on shore to seek revenge for what we've done to their environment.
I can't believe they really are looking for sea monsters. I'm guessing they put the Loch Ness Monster on notice with Mitch and his whoever the hell you claim to be.
Any of those big enough to crush a boat?
Just in case.
Oh, come on. You're a marine biologist. Don't tell me you believe in sea monsters.
Now, Mitch. Now is not the time for sexual innuendos of the salami kind. You're on duty.
Just in case.
You milk this scene out with some extensive diving footage and locate the dead body of the captain, who died in the most ridiculous pose this side of Amity Island. say, folks, how many of you miss Harvey? Share of hands? Anyone? Anyone?
Good morning to you.
Well, tough. You're stuck with this too.
He's coming. Where's the whole... Okay. I want you guys to smear me from head to toe with this stuff. Can you do that?
What? Sorry, Baywatch. My wake-up juice hasn't kicked in. You mean to tell me that we have yet to be introduced to another character who consists of nothing more than a dirty apron covered in syrup and plastic forks?
Harvey,
What?
if this is another way to get me involved in one of your crazy business schemes, forget it.
I suppose this is all in an ongoing effort to milk the profits of a dead sea captain who scared this young lady for life. Am I right?
I don't believe it. My creator doesn't recognize his own creation. You don't know what I am, do you?
I suppose our overly caffeinated lifeguard will be playing the lead?
No, but if you want to stop by later and drip on my pancakes, that would be fine.
Ah, this beach is crawling with chowderheads.
Okay, whoa.
Not to mention our not-so-subtle young sidekick decked out in product placement.
Give you a couple of hints, okay? I'm Zsa Zsa Gabor, out for one last beauty treatment.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is your new Hobie. Wow, a season later and he does not look 1 year de-aged.
What?
Tell us your secret. He annoys me already. I'm surprised they didn't replace him as fast as the last one.
K-O-G, bum bum bum, K-O-G-O, bum 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 bum, K-O-G-O, 600.
Well, raise the dead. It's Lifeguard Ben.
When asked his opinion of the victim's contention that her boat had been attacked by a mysterious sea monster.
No, they can't be him. They must have replaced him with a more lifelike caricature of him rather than a drowning corpse.
Lifeguard Lieutenant Mitch Buchanan stated that it could have been, quote, a toxic mutant jellyfish seeking revenge for what we have done to its environment, unquote.
Then again, if he looks like Ben, smells like Ben Gay, we shall rejoice and say, the hell with it.
I don't know, Ben.
They surely are resurrecting an impressive cast of Lifeguard Squad members in this new edition. Yet everyone wants to know, who the hell is this mystery blonde girl? Are we already growing too old and too tired of this show that we are beginning to lose it like Ben?
The sound of the city, the sounds that are heard in the city are mixed with brilliant desert sun and rolling southern sea. When twilight settles on the city, golden sunshine fades away. Mission bells ringing in the stillness. Boats moving slowly across the bay. Hear the sound of the city, the sounds that are heard in the city are K-O-G-O.
Well, it's break time as Monster Madness is in full swing with a montage of Harvey peddling sea monster t-shirts. This dickhead is such an ass. The tragedy, even worse than death, is Mitch killing yet another good meal. Next time, no drinking while cooking. It clouds the perception of time that eliminates the ability to perfectly craft a timely meal to perfection.
Gotta love him.
Oh, how corny. Did he really say that?
Gotta love him.
Direct from the mouths of a poorly trained child actor. Meanwhile, Mitch has a nightmare that he'll never be the top ace that saves dinner. He probably goes down for a nightcap to meet, oh, please don't tell me, yet another traumatized and vulnerable young victim.
You alright?
Oh, I'm sorry, did I wake you?
Yeah, there's circumstances. this would be the start of something.
I'd want you, even if you didn't rescue me.
Wherever you go, go with KJR. Channel 95. Go, go!
Meanwhile, another boat is sunk by some mysterious underwater force. Flippin' ain't easy, but it sure makes for a fun evacuation. Our favorite reporter, whose work of aggressive journalism is never done, tries to surmise that these attacks were in fact caused by a sea monster.
Its pursuit is relentless, and no matter how you try to avoid it, it keeps coming back for more.
And it's called the press, right?
Press, predator, it's practical.
I will catch this creature for you.
Now that's a distraction of the Jules Verne kind that every reporter today is dying to take on.
I know what he is.
Sir, what do you think? What's your name, sir? What do you know about it?
I tracked him across the Pacific since he migrated from Lake Ikeda, Kagoshima Prefecture, down to the sea.
Ah, stop it with the Jaws nonsense. It hurts.
Leaving carnage, death in his wake.
Relative of yours?
Numi has it out wrestling a shotgun out of the world's worst misled NRA hunters on a mythical chase. What's her name? Finds a battle over a lethal loaded weapon to be quite humorous. Turns out they track some mysterious Bigfoot-like prints that leads to the storm drain.
Hey, you're trampling the very thing you want to get your story on.
The explosives! We must bury it in there forever!
Who the hell are you? Hines, get this character out of here and check what's in the knapsack.
This is ridiculous.
Which surely matches the description of the Jack-Link Sasquatch that sunk the boat. I'm sure. Or was it the creature of the Black Lagoon? I get those two confused. Wow, he is as hungry as you are, Mitch, for decent food. Could these be the work of the homeboys? This ruse was the cause of Hobie number 2.
Gotcha! I can't believe it! I can't believe he fell!
Thank you very much, Hobie. Hobie is a dead little shit.
Damn it, you could have been killed!
Don't have a cow, Dad. It was just a joke.
Damn it, you could have been killed!
Well, that would make one less annoying character and nothing of great importance to worry about anymore.
They're taped from old monster movies. Didn't you recognize them?
You have to admit, Mitch, it was clever. He had us all going.
Yeah, clever, but not funny at all.
Oh yeah, fake prints in a boombox. Typical teenager shit for this young 10, 13, how old is he, what, 12? Believe me, he ain't going to be maturing in any life anytime soon thanks to reverse aging.
Do you hear those shots outside? That was some nut with a rifle. He could have shot you, pal.
KJR Channel 95.
Mitch arrives home, reads a letter to find out our helpless victim stole his belongings, and wants him to think of her in memory the next time he touches his son?
Think of me next time you rub Hobie's back.
Well, that was one absent-minded side plot that burnt to a crisp like everything else Mitch fondles in the kitchen.
You're mad at me? Why?
Speaking of keeping up with fatherly relations, Shawnee has got something she needs to shut off her back to her father.
Now, why are you here?
Because I work here.
Well, you're certain they don't need the money.
Oh, well said, poor child. That's the same lame reaction we feel.
What do you think we do here all day? Working our tans?
Shawnee feels that her father has no understanding of what he does because he was too busy at his stockbrokers meeting.
You see that little girl over there with Eddie?
Yeah, what about her?
Well, I saved her life. She was drowning. She was completely submerged underwater, and she stopped breathing, and I breathed life back into her.
Well, why didn't you tell your mother and me?
while she was fending a couple of poor inner city kids from gangster's paradise. She fought a gang, survived a knife fight. She fought a gang, survived a knife fight or two. Shawnee's dad feels that is good enough for me and gives a quick smirk of approval.
Thank you.
Back at the inner sanctum of Baywatch HQ, we are grilled about the promotional plot piece we've all been...
Chain of command, Ben. Moving up the ranks is a step-by-step procedure.
It appears our legacy old fart convinces Captain Thorpe to promote him back on as lieutenant. That will free up Mitch to be the Save King of the Sands of Malibu.
I know you can't promote me to captain. I get that. But what I don't get is you're putting all your chess players on the wrong squares. Stay here as a captain. You promote me to lieutenant? That frees Mitch to do what he does best. So?
I'll take it under advisement, Ben.
So basically our old man conned his way back into everyone's good graces. Smart old devil.
It's a sunshiny, crazy day. Well, everything's okay. Alkaline, let's shine from the gardens. Listen to the music play. KJR.
Our diehard news reporter, searching for the truth and justice, lays into Mitch the identity of our monster hunting and its connection to the Senate.
No, maybe he's paid him the 50 grand to make sure nothing devours his oil wells.
Yeah, right.
Thus tying in the oil and monster plots for our main event.
My life complicated? Never.
The call of the scarab roars into a beautiful, shiny product placement montage.
You know, there's a party going on in here. I certainly think I should have been invited, especially considering I'm the one who brought the gift.
The timing couldn't be better.
Fuck that. We are more interested in uncovering the sea monster deep in the underground sea layer.
There it is.
Because it's behind it all.
It's moving too fast to be a whale or a shark.
Yeah. There's the cave.
Yeah, a giant mini sub armed with a giant claw straight out of Krang's Technodrome, developed by Baxter Stockman from the Ninja Turtles.
It's a mini sub. It's got down in a hydraulic claw.
Fully armed and designed to dig and drill for oil. Fortunately for Mitch, a trusty assistant leaps in and saves his organs from a clawful death. However, it wasn't enough to save poor Mrs. I Don't Give a Fuck from being killed. In the Baywatch world, their motto is, your life for mine, no exceptions.
Thank you, Mitch.
Our scene concludes with the funeral procession of the fallen, unknown lifeguard.
Pretty crooked right now. I'm sitting here and all the action's up there.